The episode starts with Masizi besitted outside a cafe, and Lefatse appears there. Seeing Lefatse all of a sudden, Masizi gets afraid, and he starts to explain about the money heist and says, if you are thinking that he's having a soft life because of the money heist, then you're wrong, because I was caught by the police and they beat me and stole the money from me. But Lefatse doesn't seem like believing him. Then after saying the whole story, Masizi tries to rush, saying, I'll call you, I'll see you later. But Lefatse keeps a knife in front of him and says how would he call him when he doesn't have number? Then Masizi gives him a pen and a paper and Lefatse writes his number there and tells Masizi to call him with a serious and warning look. Nandi tells she got back with Neo and hearing that Kayla and Gigi were very happy, and then Kayla asks if Neo would come to the unveiling, but Nandi says no because it's a family thing, and Kayla talks about Maria, who I'd involved in all their family issue because they consider her as a family member, and all of this three were happy saying all this. In this scene, Pearl and Masizi's wife were talking to each other sitting in Masizi's house, and Masizi arrives there, and he gets surprised seeing Pearl, but his wife reminds him about sleepover that they already talked about, and then he says it got slipped from his mind, and he was looking very scared, and Pearl says he's looking edgy. On this, Masizi says it's just because he had a busy day, and then he rushes to his room giving the excuse of getting freshened up, and his wife looks tensed about his behavior. Masizi was sleeping and someone silent wakes him up, and when he opens his eyes he sees it's Lefatse standing at a gunpoint, and Lefatse bids Masizi goodbye and shoots inside his mouth. Masizi wakes up shocked and scared, and his body was full of sweat, but then he realizes it was just a nightmare. His wife gets up and asks him what has happened, but he doesn't say anything. Molefe was besitted on the couch scrolling his mobile, and Isaek appears there, and seeing him, Molefe stands up and starts to talk to Isaek. He says he saw the pictures and he liked them. Then he apologizes Isaek for the way he treated Maria, and also thanks him for being the best husband for his sister and taking care of her like a protector and provider. Isaek feels happy hearing all this and says, hearing this from you means a lot. Scene shifts to Maria, and she was instructing to take care of the guests who arrived their party and was observing everything. Meanwhile, Nandi and Kayla appear to the party and praise Maria for the way she's taking care of the guests and doing everything. Then Maria tells Nandi and Kayla she met their mother and also praises their mother a lot. Lazarus asks Thato what is going on between him and Mampho, and why Mampho isn't announcing Thato as a co-designer even after she promised him, and Thato says she must be busy, and she's upset for whatever happened between her and Soka. But Lazarus says it's all excuse, and then she suggests Thato to push Mampho about this, and if Thato didn't, then Lazarus herself will do it. Scene shifts back to Isaek, and he thanks all, the guest for joining his party, then all, if them step outside, and Kayla asks Maria why she isn't going, and Maria says she needs to stay behind and prepare everything, and Kayla leaves from there. Then Isaac comes to Maria and thanks her everything she did, and then leaves with guests. Thato comes to Mampho and asks about the co-designer announcement, but Mampho says she was busy since coming back from France. Then Thato asks if she would announce it or not, and Mampho says she'll do it, and if she didn't announce that Lazarus would do it on behalf of her, and Thato says Lazarus was the one who told him to talk about it, and Mampho gets surprised hearing that, and then she says she'll get to it. Scene shifts back to Isaac's place. Isaac was standing on the stage with his daughters, and they were giving a speech about Isaac's dead wife, who meant everything for him, and everyone get emotional hearing his speech. Then Nandi and Kayla recall their mother, and Kayla thanks her dad for respecting their mother when she was alive, and even after her, and for everything he did for them so far. Masizi was besitted alone, and he was looking tensed and afraid. Then he rushes to another room and opens a secret locker, and there was a box inside the locker, and he too the box out, and there was a gun inside the box. He took the gun and called Lefatse for a meetup to continue their conversations further. Then he intends to meet Lefatse, taking the gun